Alright guys, so this SR Future Gohan right here, this base form Future Gohan, first released on February 19th, 2016. So this guy is, over 3.5 years old at this point. Well, finally, they decided to give our boy a Dokkan Awakening into a Super Saiyan version of Future Gohan. Now, this is actually good, believe it or not, because we can actually use this Gohan now on the new Future Gohan's team, because the new category leader Future Gohan is, of course, a base form Future Gohan, right? So, I'm going to go ahead and rainbow this bad boy right here, because I'm suspecting that we might need him for the Extreme Z area coming up. Now, again, I strongly urge, other players, JP players right now, not to rainbow this guy yet. Wait to see what units are restricted and required for that Extreme Z area event, right? I do not recommend, rainbowing Future Gohan and the androids right away, right? I kind of think it would be much more wise to kind of wait to see that this Future Gohan is indeed going to be needed, but I imagine so. So that's why I'm going ahead and I'm, awakening all of them. I got dupes, to open up his dupe paths and all that. You awaken him with these Future Gohan medals, which traditionally were incredibly difficult medals to farm up. Those were seriously, some of the worst in the game's history. Again, I've talked about this before, but, a big joke on, the Dokkan subreddit and stuff used to be oh, yeah, this new LR... Oh, I gotta... Hold on. I actually want to do this on camera. I gotta level this Future Gohan back up to UR. In the meantime, I've been grinding out these gravity chambers as well from the revamped story event. It has been going really good. Basically, every run gives you, 3 of these gravity chambers. It's insane. But, the big meme back in the day used to be, okay, so, LR... I don't know, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku's gonna come out, and in order to awaken him, you need 100 Future Gohan medals. That used to be, the joke because of how difficult they were to farm up. I've been accumulating them over time as a whale from the Baba Shop, but, now with the updated event, it's very, very easy to get those with the category bonus and all that. So, I'm going to go ahead and feed in these dupes right here. Then I'm going to rainbow Future Gohan. We'll come back, 100% him. We'll hop into some events. We'll test out how good this free-to-play physical Future Gohan is. Alright guys, so now let's go ahead and get our boy Future Gohan to 100% in the dupe system. Boom, there we go. Now he is rainbowed. I have been enjoying rainbowing a lot of these free-to-play units like this because I think when the next Prime battle comes out on Global, I'm probably going to do a bunch of different team builds to try and test out in some of these Prime battle events. Not that they're very hard, but some of these teams now have a lot of really good free-to-play units because Dokkan has just been spitting out a ridiculous amount of really good free-to-play units. So let's go ahead now, hop into some events, and test out how good this guy is. Alright guys, so we're over here in an event, right? We are going up against the Cell boss fight. Now, this is pretty interesting, right? So, a lot of units are sort of built in this way now, where they're sort of specialized against either certain types of enemies, or of course, having certain type of units on the team. Now, Gohan in particular here, not only does he get stronger when facing 2 or more enemies, which, makes sense from fighting the androids, but he also gets a, it's a 50% chance to crit going up against an android category enemy. So, Future Gohan is going to look really good in this exact situation right here, going up against Cell, right? Cell and all the Cell Juniors, where there's just a million enemies, and then, of course, he's going to be able to do crits as well. So, okay, 14k, 658,000. Oof, that's pretty low right there. Okay, so I certainly hope that Future Gohan is going to be needed for the Extreme Z area event. Otherwise, I feel like I might have wasted a rainbow. Jeez, Gohan. That was not exactly impressive. I mean, then again, Trunks, like I said, Trunks was on Super Saiyan, so we didn't have Super Saiyan active. We didn't have Kamehameha active. We didn't have any support type units on rotation. We'll definitely be able to get Gohan above 1 million. But, oh my, was that still very low. I didn't think we would see low numbers like that from Gohan. A new age free-to-play unit? Gohan also does raise attack and defense for 1 turn on super attack, which is really nice. So, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But man, Future Gohan was at a pretty low attack stat right there. Now, again, you know, if we like actually look at his value as like a free-to-play unit on a number of these teams, you know, I'd actually have to go look at like what the free-to-play teams for a lot of these teams would be, right? Like the Goku Family team, Future, Android/Cell Saga team. But like this Future Gohan probably will be useful. I feel like these Extreme Z area events, the number one, like this is actually what I was talking about before, where the Extreme Z area events, to me, it seems to be a reason to get people to farm up the free-to-play units. Like, I pointed this out, how, like, you know, the free-to-play units, like, they don't really... There needs to be, like, some sort of event where, like, you know, it actually rewards you for having these units. Like, you gotta use these units or something. And that's what the Extreme Z area stuff eventually turned into, right? Where, like, you know, again, you need these sort of guys. So, Gohan has a lot more attack links active now, but it's not multiple enemies. Yeah, okay, so... He's, what, slightly less than he was before? Our boy Gohan, man. I don't know. I do not know. He seems okay. I'm firing up the excuses already. He's okay. He's okay. I gotta take a look at what his defensive stat is next turn. That's what I have to do. We gotta take a look at what his defensive number is. I mean, one reason he's hitting so lightly is he has one of the lowest attack stats I've seen from a Rainbow unit. His attack stat is 9,776 as a Rainbow unit. That's within the top 10 lowest attack stats I know I have in my box. Like we'll go check it out after this, but Future Gohan, he is right there at the bottom of units with, like, very, very low attack stats for Rainbow units, so he doesn't have a ton of attack. Okay, so here's Vegeta. We'll go ahead and get to this next turn. I'm just very curious to see what his defensive number is going to be, because his offensive numbers have not blown me away by any means. Okay, so what is our boy Gohan at right here? I can't have Rage Trunks Super first because Cell barely has any health. So he's at 67k right now. That, of course, is with Rage Trunks, though, giving him a pretty good buff. Man, yeah, this Gohan, hopefully, you know what it is? One reason, too, is he is an SSR. It's not like he's a TUR or anything like that, right? If he's not required for Extreme Z area, though, I would not recommend Rainbow in this guy. He doesn't seem like he's worth it, though. Like, 700k right there. Pretty low, Gohan. That's not exactly a super impressive number. Okay, so this was the Future team that we were looking at. I guess let's move on to a different category team and sort of see how well Gohan's going to look there. All right, guys, real quick, I just want to see this rotation as well. Again, I'm really grasping at straws here to hope that our boy Future Gohan is not this bad, because, like, that's really low. Like, he does have attack and defense, but I'm just surprised to see him as low as he is, even though he raises attack on super attack. But it's obviously just the fact that this man is really, really hurting for an actual attack stat. Like, when you have a unit under 10k attack, like, you know, they're going to need a massive, massive passive in order to be putting up decent numbers. So, of course, Cell has to super attack. Okay. Yes, Cell, we've seen you super attack a million times. We got it. Thank you. Wrap it up. 758,000. Oh! Alright, guys, so now we're over here on the Future Gohan team. We, of course, are on the Master and Student Bond team. Hopefully, over here, Future Gohan will look a little bit more impressive, you know, maybe linked up with, like, the Int Future Gohan. The only thing, of course, is that, obviously, Int Future Gohan is not transformed, so he doesn't have Super Saiyan, but we're going to get more from Future Gohan in his base form than from a Super Saiyan version. Anyway, I actually did not bring a Trunks with us, so the Gohans will not transform, which is something I actually wanted. See, that's something that's actually pretty handy, is that when it comes down to, like, showcasing another unit on Gohan's team, I can just choose not to bring a Trunks, and then I can keep him with that support type ability that will really help us. So, let's see what number Future Gohan will get right here, right? This is... Again, I don't want to claim that this is his best attack stat, but this is going to be pretty close. You know, Future Gohan, there's 2 enemies, so he's getting the extra 50% attack and defense. We, of course, have Int Future Gohan here. What is Okay, so his defense is up to 83k now. That's pretty good. So if there's multiple enemies, the only thing is that none of these Prime Battle fights have multiple enemies, right? So that sort of hampers this Gohan a little bit. He's just, I don't know, he's probably just not good, really. I think, unfortunately, that's probably what I'm going to have to accept with our boy Future Gohan. So let's see if he could break a 1 million attack stat right here. I certainly would love that. He's getting pimp smacked around here, too. That's not really so bad. Okay, 1 million. We did indeed get him above 1 million on Future Gohan's new team. Any master and student bond character is going to look so freaking good on Future Gohan's team. Like, this guy is just, he's such a beast. And, like, this team has so many impressive support type units. I mean, we could use Bra, you know, the physical Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Like, there's just so much support that it's going to be easy to make any unit look good. It's also going to be very easy to make any team build work as well because of the fact that you have so many support type units. Like, I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like using supports, but, like, you know, sure, for difficult events, you're not going to really want to use support type units too often. But, like, where we are, like, this is going to be fine. Okay, so I guess we'll get like 1 or 2 more turns of Gohan maybe, and then we'll probably wrap it up. I mean, honestly, I am a little bit disappointed with him. I thought he'd be a little bit better. I mean, we were able to get him above a 1 million attack stat. So I think just a lot of how valuable this card is going to, like, really rely upon that fact of what's going to happen with the Extreme Z area. Okay, you know, so I'm looking at Gohan. His 12 key multiplier is actually 130%. So you combine a 12 key multiplier of 130% with an attack stat under 10,000, and you're just in a situation where he's not going to be the best, unfortunately. Okay, this is good. This is going to be a pretty good rotation. Okay, so we'll probably finish this up right here after this attack right here, because this is actually a pretty good rotation. I mean, I might give him 1 more. I don't know. I just want to get... I want to get as a good a look at this guy as possible. Okay, so you are going to do an additional. I figured he might. That's why I didn't get a super attack with him. But Gohan, in between these two, he's going to link up really well. 1 million again. Wow, okay. That nearly as much as what we got with LRB Pan. And there were still multiple enemies, right? So he did still have that support type passive of his active. So, I mean, there's what this Future Gohan is going to be doing. Again, I would not recommend anyone rainbow this physical Future Gohan until it's confirmed that you need him for Extreme Z area. The future androids, I'm going to get to them next. They're actually good. Like, I do think rainbowing them is probably, like, well, maybe wait to do it, but they're actually, like, useful. Like, you could use them in, like, Super Battle Road, I think, the Legendary Goku event. Like, you know, on the android team, there's very few units of those units, right? Like, the future androids, there's only basically 2 usable copies, the new free-to-play ones, and then the OG ones, the physical Future Android 17 and the AGL Future Android 18. So it's not like there's a million copies of them, so they're actually definitely a little bit more useful than this physical Future Gohan right here. I guess this guy, his main job is just as SA fodder for some of the Future Gohans. That's kind of like the main thing. Every Future Gohan in the game is now farmable thanks to this physical Future Gohan card. So here it is. And he finishes out at 790,000. Far from impressive, my boy. It's okay. That's okay. You know, not every free-to-play unit is going to be as good as, like, you know, Super Saiyan Blue Coat Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Coat Vegeta and stuff like that, right? They're not all going to look like that. Some of them aren't going to be quite as impressive. So let's go ahead and take a look at the details for our boy Future Gohan. Alright guys, so this is Heroic Opposition, Super Saiyan Gohan Future. His leader skill is all types key 2 and 30% to stats, so obviously not great there, but, you know, again, he is a free-to-play unit. His super attack is the Kamehameha, which raises attack and defense for 1 turn, and does supreme damage to the enemy, so certainly is helpful that he does raise attack and defense on super right there, so it makes additionals a little bit more of a viability for him, especially because you're probably going to want to use this Gohan against Android category enemies where he gets that extra chance to crit from his passive anyway, so, you know, maybe giving him almost all additionals could be a good idea. His passive skill, Connecting Willpower, is 70% attack and defense at the start of turn, Then he gets an additional 2 ki and 50% attack and defense when he faces 2 or more enemies, which obviously emulates, the future androids that he fights. And then he gets a high chance of performing a crit when there is an android category enemy. So, of course, he continues this line of units that get stronger or different, with, like, certain enemies you're fighting or certain, like, allies on the team. We'll see how useful this guy will end up being in the future, but I guess, honestly, this wasn't that impressive of a showing for him. His links are Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, All in the Family, Experienced Fighters, Cold Judgment, Kamehameha, and Dismal Future. So he does have 7 links, actually, without having Shattering Limit or Fierce Battle, because, of course, he is not a TUR, so that is interesting. That will allow him to link up pretty good on a lot of these teams. He has the usual future Gohan type links. Stuff like Cold Judgment, I guess, would be helpful. But he's going to link up really well with the new future Gohan. So that is good, because obviously new future Gohan is a beast of a unit. Unfortunately, though, this Gohan's 12 ki multiplier is 130%, which is just stinky. That's just stinky duty. I don't know what they were thinking. That's a little too low. Considering he has under 10k attack, I think they could have given him a little bit more of a 12 ki multiplier. That's just me. Now, one good thing about our boy here is he is on a ton of category teams, right? He's on 7 teams. Any unit now that's even on like 4 category teams is in a pretty good spot. But for him to be on 7 is a big number. So number 1, he's on the Hybrid Saiyan team. The new future Gohan is the new and superior Hybrid Saiyan leader, which we finally did get. He is on the future category team where, he'll be good, but obviously the Dokkan Fest exclusive future Gohan is going to be a little bit better here. Then down here, he is on the Goku family team, which is going to work very good for this future Gohan, as, like, that team is just great for any, Goku family units. He's also on the Android/Cell Saga team. I do like that, because obviously that team just needs a lot more units. I'm going to be honest, I would not mind if, like, they went back to the well again with the next units to come out and they're more Android/Cell Saga units. I would not be upset at all. Then next we have the Kamehameha team, which this Gohan is also a part of. Then over here he is on the Master and Student Bond category team. And then finally down here, I believe this is the Super Saiyan category team that he's also a part of. So our boy future Gohan is on just a metric ton of teams. Now, I did want to quickly show our boy future Gohan. I want to show just how low his attack stat is compared to other units. Alright guys, so here is the current listing of all the rainbow units I have in Dokkan, right? Number 1 is still, after all this time, LR OG Broly. 23,480 attack. He has not been replaced to this day. He was, what, the 3rd summonable LR at the time? First was Gohan, second was Majin Vegeta, then 3rd was Broly, and he's still the king this, like, many years later. So we'll see who will eventually replace him. But let's go all the way to the bottom. And now here is where we get our glimpse of future Gohan. Funny enough, there's that Trunks that we just did a video on as well right there. But both him and future Gohan are pretty low. I mean, future Gohan, again, I've got what? Okay, so let's see. Starting with Nova Shenron. So I have 10 units rainbowed who have under 10,000 attack. The free Raccoon is the lowest at 9,213. So obviously our boy future Gohan, not the greatest. And that's one reason he was hitting pretty lightly there, is because of how low his attack stat is, right? You know, it's just, it is what it is. So we'll finish up there. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.